day, headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. Beautiful day, waiting for you. Just open your eyes and see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We've got our ugly old face cam going today. Trying to get things going. Don't have everything quite set up yet, but it's getting there. But I hope everybody had a great weekend. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, like, shares, all that good stuff. And I thank everybody that drops by and checks us out, see what's going on. I'm doing quick looks around here. I've got things going in different areas today, so it'll be a little different as I get used to it, but today we're just going to end up working on flat box weave. We've done them a couple times before, but basically the box weave that's a little flatter on one side. I kind of like it. It's my main bracelet. I think we might have gotten started on this one Thursday, maybe. I don't quite remember. But I want to do this one. I've got another one, and then I've actually got some silver coming to do another one in fine silver. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that today. Let me get the volume going here. Hopefully we don't get too loud. I'll have to get used to the new way I'm doing the music background. But we'll play it by ear to see how it goes. We do need to flip over to the other cam. I haven't used the other side here in a while, so let's go ahead and flip over there. But alrighty, I think everything's working now. We hope. But anyway, like I said, I hope everybody had a good weekend. It was kind of a rainy Saturday here, but I was hoping to get some more stuff done than I did, but that is life. Let's see. Well, and yesterday was kind of busy. I ran around yesterday. I did get up to the school and get the inlay dropped off. I'm gonna. Oh, isn't even closed. I'm gonna be wondering where they're gonna put it. Hopefully they'll let me know so I can kind of go up and get maybe a picture of it at some point in time, wherever it's going to go. But I got that done. Then I ran by a couple places looking for a hair barber place, so got that taken care of. Got an appointment set up for that. And then I did grocery shopping yesterday. It was a pretty busy day yesterday. Laundry. I got this set up going a little bit. I wanted to get more done, but the next step was going to be kind of big, so I didn't kind of step into it yet. Plus, I'm waiting on another piece of equipment for tomorrow. But I'm going to be redoing my whole pegboard areas where all my tools are. So I'm going to make kind of a mess tomorrow. Maybe a little bit tonight, depending. I do have some laser work to do, though, after this. And it figures that my laptop screws up, as usual. That's one thing I'm getting rid of. Well, not rid of, but it will be, having another monitor that I should be able to monitor things better. Plus, the way I view the Booga Box while I'm doing a stream, it's kind of a pain in the butt, so this new setup should help with all that. Like I said, I'll get some more parts in tomorrow. I've got a lot more work to do up here on the board tomorrow. Got a lot of things that don't need to be super readily available here that I'll still have a good chunk of it, but I got to make room for the a monitor up here. I'm waiting on cord, so I can do that. Make a fourth monitor off of my main system, so then I can look over there and up here, and hopefully not over here with the laptop. No, this thing really just drives me nuts, so that's why I want to kind of get it out of the loop. I'm actually not using it for my background music this type today. And if you were here for the intro, I got the intro fixed with the right days now. Check us out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. I did get that changed up, so I mean, I got a lot of stuff done, but I feel like I got nothing done. That's how this whole weekend kind of went, it seemed like. Right now, I'm just closing up some of these, pre-closing up these sides, so I can just grab them when needed. Till we get, you know, I'll sometimes pre-close up these, and until we get to the close to the end, I don't want to pre-close up too many. That's why sometimes I'll pull out rings that are pre-closed in my stuff. So, all right. And I'm making this one, actually, it's black and red and gold. But I'm actually doing it on one full side's going to be black. I'm looking up at the camera. And the other side, I'm setting it up to be red. So you can be worn either way, and it's not really, you know, if you got something dark, it works well to flip it and wear it that way, or, you know, flip it and go that way. Plus, it's in colors that I like, that I, well, you know, we've talked about the colors before, but... So I'm going back and forth between the rings to give it that pattern. I haven't done an actual pattern like this before, so I was like, oh, let me try it. I've actually done a two-sided pattern on, oh, what was that? I've only done it a couple different times. I think one was maybe barrels. And I forget what the other one was. It's got to be a weave, though, that you can't really see through to the other side too much, so that other color doesn't pop through. I mean, you can kind of see the colors a little bit on this, but they're not like majorly grounding it out, per se. So I just figured I'd give it a try on this, see what it's like. Might end up giving this to the wife, maybe. This one was kind of for the wife. It was more of a tester piece because I wanted to make sure I get the right wire for my silver, that I can do it properly. So I did that, and I put that one in there backwards. See, I'm sitting here jibber-jabbering and wasn't paying attention. The downfall of the streaming, I guess. On out of there. Well, and I don't have my current, my lighting's not quite right either, so, I mean, I don't want myself to look perfect, per se, but it's actually not too bad, but I don't have my normal lighting up either. I didn't want to put it back up because I just have to take it right back down to mess with this other thing, so I decided not to go with it today. And after the stream, I got a lot of stuff to get done after the stream today again. So I got all this to do. I got to pull out a work area table so I can put all this stuff on. Because at the end of my table, you don't really see it down there too much, but I've kind of got a mess going on. It's kind of been the accumulation of things that were just put to the side because I was busy doing other stuff. And it's kind of accumulated over the past, well, at least since February. I was getting everything going to come back in February, and then we all got sick, blah, blah, blah. So there's been a lot of stuff, you know, that's just slowly been accumulating down there. Need to take care of all that too, so. But getting this part done that I already did was, this camera was giving me a problem. But I do like this camera. I think it seems to be pretty good quality. It's on a different type of stand. It's a lot better than the other one that was precariously resting upon a laptop. And it drove me nuts. I would bump it on occasion and it'd go, yeah, I'd have to fix it. And this should be a lot better. It actually has a remote. You can zoom in and out. I think I'm zoomed in a little bit right now. The only part I need to put it through the system, the computer, and do some settings with it that way. Right now, I'm still haven't quite figured out how to pull that up in there yet. It's supposed to have this AI part that will follow you. It seemed like I had that kind of going, but it kept doing weird zooming in and out, depending on where I was sitting, kind of. And it was like, I don't necessarily want that. I don't want it to zoom. If it can follow me, okay. I don't want it to auto zoom in and out. Because it kept wanting to cut off half my head for some reason. But I'll play around a little bit more with it, but without having the laptop over there, I actually have a lot more room. And I'm probably I've got another mat for my tabletop here, this clear mat that I use, that's actually a little bit not as deep as this one, because this one actually goes to the back wall and bends up. And it's so thick, you can't get a good bend on it, so I got a strip plug back there. You've kind of seen in some of the videos, and it's pushed out from there. And with moving the laptop and everything, we'll have more room over here, so I can actually reposition some of my upper shelving up here. So actually going to have more changing than I was kind of planning on at first, but oops, come on, get off there. Alright, there. Jeez. I forgot I didn't put the magnet back. I got to that one fell on the floor. My drawers on this keep opening all the time if you watched any of my past streams, and put tape on it. It seemed to work okay for a while, and now I've got some magnets on there and they work great as long as I remember to put the magnet back when I get in the drawer. That's the biggest issue right now. I'll forget it on occasion, going, why did it pop open? Oh yeah, I forgot I got in there, and I was just in there putting up some earring hooks from an order I had, so I had my earring hooks out. So, and I do want to thank everybody for the orders they've been sending in and getting here as of late. I've had quite a few for tutorials. I've had quite a few just actual piece orders, so I do appreciate that. I'm getting some laser orders, so that's always good. Not a ton, but I'll take what I can get. I have fun doing it. That'll be changing up too, because the laptop I currently use for the lasers has I've been really babying that thing along. The fan went out on the CPU, so thermal shuts down often. Luckily, the lasers don't use a ton of CPU power, and I put extra fans and stuff on it, but I don't have any more ready. But I'm hoping that's going to be kind of changed up here by maybe next weekend too, so quite a few things going on here, and again, busy with Wife and I's anniversary this past weekend. We didn't get to do much. I'm hoping, trying to, most times we never get to do anything on our anniversary because there's always been other stuff going on. Last year, when I stopped doing the band stuff, worked out good that we had a Friday night. And it was pretty decent last year. There's still some things that didn't end up happening that I wish would have happened, but this year, just every time I kind of went looking around on what we could do, nothing was falling into place at all. Then it ended up raining and storming Saturday, so we took a nap together, a literal nap. So then kind of played it lazily. Rest, then Sunday I had a football game, but then I got some more stuff done. Still got some things around the house that need to be done, but again, it's just so busy with things going on. I guess the only somewhat of a reprieve, I guess, is this weekend was supposed to be Gladfest, but we're not doing Gladfest this year, so that's a big bummer, but it is what it is on that. I don't know if we'll do another Gladfest or not. We'll see here in maybe a few years. I'm going to look at some other places. I never really looked at any other thing to do on the first week of October, because this was the one I always want to do. And then after last year's, I just, the issues I had. And then before I even got there, having the issues already, it started and it's like, So I'm going to have to take a few years of thinking before I try to go back, probably. But like I said, I found some others that I've been looking at that ended up just being on Gladfest weekend anyway, so I'll just have to look at them a little closer. And maybe I don't do it the first weekend. I know I think there's one over in Liberty that's close. They have a weekend thing go on. I think it's a weekend before. I think it was last weekend. Now I know there's Parkville days. They have something, I don't remember what weekend that is. I need to figure that one out. We got our Tonka one confirmed. We got our Oak Park one confirmed. So we got our November and December's confirmed up. Now I just need to not get sick. Like I said, that's why we missed Tonka last year, is because we were sick. Everybody got sick, and then it got sick and sick for the 2 months basically. It was a kind of a cruddy end of last year and start of this year, but we're kind of moving on, trying to get things going, you know, doing what we can. Always something coming up, but that's kind of how it always is. Yeah, that one locked up again. If I'm missing any comments, guys, I'm sorry. My laptop is not being plain happy with me today. Like I said, that's why I'm wanting to move it out of this mix, so I'm not relying on it, because I just can't seem to. Real quick again here, we'll let it come up. I don't think I've missed any. It's not showing me any comments, so I don't think I've missed any, but if I did, I do apologize. Again, hopefully by Thursday we won't have to worry about that problem anymore. Hopefully I'm in screenshot here too. I'm working differently than what I've had to work with the last, what was it, month and a half-ish? Well, a month. We were doing the inlay. You know, overall I'm still happy with it. I got some good pictures. There's a few things I'm not super thrilled with that I wish would have been better, but a lot of that you can't sometimes predict when you're building, depending on where your rings come from, so. Overall, though, like I said, I was pretty happy with it. It wasn't nothing that I wouldn't be worth hanging and showing, so. Now, we're going to be working on, Thursday, though, we'll probably be working on, probably won't see much of it, it'll just be a lot of white there for a while. But we're going to work on the Kelsey jersey. I've got most of it. I'm still tweaking some of the design. I chatted with David, a guy, I won't try to pronounce the last name, but you know him. He's a chainmail jersey guy. Asked him a few other questions for doing my next jersey here, and he helped me tremendously with the first one, and I just had a couple questions like I'm going to give this one a go myself. I don't think it'll be an issue, but a few little things, you know, kind of want to know, ask about, see, because I'm going to be using round rings this time instead of square wired rings, so that'll be a change on it. So it's more into the sizing of it, because I do want to make it a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, I'm getting older and I'm getting bigger. Not by much. The other jersey still fits me just fine, and I can do it. If I do it at the same size, it'd be fine, but that's what I wanted to know, the difference on, you know, I know the difference for when I'm doing inlays and stuff, but not when it comes to a shirt, when it comes to sizing for a shirt, since I've only done the one, and a partial other, but the other one uses such big rings. I'm using 5/16 inch rings on that, but I'm doing that the old school, cutting them, and I haven't worked on that in a while. I need to pull it out at some point and work on it, but always so much other stuff going on. Quick looks around here, where we at in our time? Only 20 minutes in, sweet. But yeah, hopefully I might end up doing a different little white background here. I've thought about maybe doing a little bit something bigger. Putting down just more of a white background so the black's not there. But I don't know yet. I might play around with that. A lot of things I plan on kind of testing and playing with this week, since it was more of a plan preparing for our event. So got everything kind of got tweaked here the last week and a half with all that happening last week, and trying to get things planned. What else was I needing to do? Was there something with the car, I thought? No. Got it done. Got gas in it. There was there's something I'm totally forgetting right now, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me. I'll remember it at the weirdest time. I know it was last week, I don't even remember what was going on. I was in the living room and I just started saying something. I went into the kitchen, I started randomly saying something. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know, I'm answering my own question from 4 hours ago. Leave me alone. So it'll come to me at some point and I'll be like, oh duh. Though I still haven't found my chisels. Went out and bought those dang chisels so I could get that deck or the gate done. And I went up there to do it twice and I haven't been able to find my freaking chisels. I don't know what's up with those, and it's kind of irritating me. I got them and I put them in a place. Well, that's the problem. I put them in a place so I wouldn't forget. And every time I do that, I forget. That happened to, I actually got some tumblers that I made for the directors last year. And I'm not sure where they're at, because I've looked for them at different times. But I think I put them up with Christmas stuff. It was the only other place I could think of, and it was about that time, because it was when we got Christmas stuff out there in mid-November and stuff, and I'd done them early November. I got the tumblers done and made up 3 of them, and had them sitting around, and I was like, well, I'll just take them with me. I was like, when's the next time I'm going to go to school? It was going to be the winter concert, so early December. And then, like I said, that's when everybody got sick, and so it was just and nothing really, we didn't really start chilling out. We didn't have our Christmas, and we still didn't end up having our full get-together Christmas like we normally do. And even then, it was like, here's some presents we dropped off till, I think it was early February. And we still had our Christmas stuff out, and it got put up, and I'd put the tumblers aside since I missed, and I think I put them up with Christmas stuff. Because then it was mid-March when I got, the director got a hold of me. He was wanting to get another tumbler for another teacher friend. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem. And I was like, oh, this is the perfect time to get the tumblers. And that's when I noticed I didn't know where they were. Because the perfect time, it was probably 2 weeks after that I was going to see him again for the contest. So it was kind of working out pretty good. And I went to get the tumblers, and they weren't on the shelf where I thought they would have been. I was like, well, I do remember putting them someplace going, I don't want to forget these. And yeah, so I forgot them. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they've got to be in the Christmas stuff. It's the only other place I haven't really looked. And really haven't looked because Christmas stuff is buried in the back. It's the hardest thing to get to. And though some of it has gotten cleaned out, I've kind of made a makeshift work area, shop outside. So I've gotten some of my tools out there now. So I have more room inside and out right now. So alrighty, well, this is coming along pretty good. Should be able to finish it up. We're at 23, so yeah, we should be able to finish this up before the stream ends. I mean, it's a pretty simple weave, but basically a box weave, just using 2 different ring sizes instead of 1. I like it. That's why I made myself a stainless steel one out of it. Thoroughly enjoy it. Again, that's now, I've only got, I did another one. I've got my stretchy here. This was the first one I ever made myself. It's a 4-in-1 stretchy. Out of good material, I should say. That out of good wear. Other things, like I said, I made things out of crap material for a long time. But that was the first thing I made out of good material for myself. And I thought there was something else I had done bracelet-wise, but I guess not, until I did the box weave. I normally do wear it during my stream, but I don't have it out right now. Where are we at here, really? I think I've got a few in stock in my stuff for events. That's another thing I need to check. I do need to go through, and that was something that I was planning on doing end of last week into this weekend, was checking stock and seeing what I needed to build for the event. But yeah, so since that's all changed, be kind of weird. I went for, what was it, 16, 18 years to Gladfest with band, helping out band. There was a few years here and there that Gladfest did get canceled because of rain, storms. They've gone through with the rain, but yeah, we've had some pretty big storms on a few, and then we've had a few cold mornings where we had some snow on a Gladfest. So, but I mean, you know, whenever it was there, I was always there. And then last year was the first year I wasn't going to be helping the band. I went there as an event. It'll be weird not to hit Gladfest this year, to be honest with you. Even, they're not doing the parade again this year, though. That's kind of the bummer. They're doing these stand and play things, which is kind of cool, pep rally style in a way. But I don't know, there's just part of doing the parade that was always fun, you know. Though I guess I will be doing the homecoming parade with the school on the 13th of October, so... but I have to be in this one, unfortunately. I guess they're going to have cars for us. So, yeah. It's like more and more we get closer to the event, the more and more freaked out I keep getting. But yeah, we'll be getting all my hair cut off. Here, I guess I got it set up for Tuesday, I guess. I don't know if I'll actually be streaming on Tuesday the 10th. Or maybe I'll have a delayed stream, because that's when I'm getting my hair cut that morning. I got it set up at 10. It could be back in time, but normally when I kind of get a shower in after getting your hair cut, get all that loose hair off of you and all that. So that one, I wasn't necessarily thinking about streaming when I was setting up. I was just, I know I need to get my hair cut. So yeah, I've kind of been free range since I was thinking about it yesterday, actually. I was going through everything and looking at places, and I had my hair cut. It was about 2.5 years ago. It was the end of mid-May, I think. Mid-May of 2021. I basically had the wife. She shaved my head and gave me the buzz cut with the number 2 or whatever it was. And at that time, I was shaved. Fully shaven. Yeah, is that the right terminology there? And then it was a few weeks after that, it came time to, well, it was probably about a week or so. If I wasn't having anything going on, I'd let my face grow for a month or a week and then shave. And the first week, kind of bypassed it, nothing was going on. Second week, and then the wife kind of not goaded, but just like, you should grow a beard. And I was like, I'd never had a beard. I'd had a goatee a while back because she wanted it. I didn't care for the goatee at all. And so I just let the beard kind of grow, and then the hair kind of went with it and didn't shave it. And I think I went a year without doing anything to either of them. And so the beard was getting crazy. I had all kinds of undergrowth. So then I started getting into about every 2 or 3 months doing a quick shave of the side of the head to kind of keep that down, and then the trimming up underneath the beard a bit. And nothing full maintenance. I got a little bit of product. I know when I bought the first product, the wife was like, "You got product?" I was like, yeah. But never had it since then. I haven't had I don't mind the long hair. I've had it for a long time. I used to go, 3-4 years at a time and then donate it to Wigs for Kids or Locks of Love. I think I donated 2 times to both. First 2 was Locks of Love, and the last 2 were Wigs for Kids. Just because my hair grows like a weed. But then it got, once I think it was about when I got 37, I think that was the last time I donated. I was starting to get some gray in there, and as my hair started growing out, before it even got long, you could just see more and more and more and more gray in there, and it was like, yeah, I think that's the last time of that. So, and then I was like, how many times have I actually gone and got my hair cut? And I was like, man, maybe a dozen times since I graduated high school. There's probably a little bit more often right after high school, and then once I started having kids, it was like, I can save me 12, 15 bucks a month by not going to get my hair cut. And then I just kind of got more used to it, so like I said, I don't mind the long hair, I don't mind the short hair. Hair is just hair to me, it doesn't matter. I definitely know through all the years, it's been kind of weird. You can definitely tell how people stereotype, because long hair, they think, oh, he's a, this and that. And that's why I don't judge anybody by a cover. I've known some great people that are tatted up motorcycle riders that will be the nicest bunch of people you would ever see. And I've seen some people that you would think that, suit and tie and totally worthless, so. Never judge a book by its cover. I think that's one thing I know about the band parents through the years. They've seen me have long hair and short hair because I've been around so long. And it's always the big surprise when you show up without it. I know the first time I popped in after cutting my hair and donating, and I actually had several band parents that didn't even recognize me. I was sitting in with the band because our old director used to let us come in to Christmas concert and sit in with the band. So I had a nice pants and tie on and cut my hair and wasn't wearing a hat. Like I said, I'm a big hat wearer, so every event I normally had a band hat on. Showed up there, and I had the first two band parents that passed me, and I was like, hey, and they were like, hey, and didn't say anything, didn't notice it until third band parent passed, and I was like, hey, and they did a double take going, Rick, what happened? And when the other band parents heard that, they turned around and go, Rick, what? All right. It was kind of a funny little thing there. They were all a little tripped out by it. I think, I had pretty long hair at the time, though most times I had about 10 to 12 inches. I'm not even sure how much I have now. The biggest one, though, I think I went 7 years. It was down halfway past my butt. Let's just say, in the buttle area. It was, I think it measured 23, 24 inches before I got a cut. A little bit. And that was too, they didn't quite get all that. I think by the time I cut it, I think we were down to about 19, almost 20, because there is a little bit of, you lose some, you're not cutting it straight off to your head. Okay, I thought I seen something pop up over there. I don't need that. I need to get where I'm at here. And that was, was the 7-year one there? Was that would have been... No, I had one more donation after that. But I know when my daughter was my youngest, I think that was... No, that wasn't the longest one. No, it was after that. I think I had one more after that. But yeah, my daughter went and had it cut when she was about 2.5, 3 years old, to come home with that haircut all cut off and no ponytail. Oh, she lost her mind. She did not like that haircut, man. It took her a few weeks to get over it. I've seen some videos since then, of guys shaving their beards and kids freaking out, and that's what she pretty much did. She did not like it at all. But that was her thing with me. We used to, I'd do her hair, she'd brush my hair. We had fun with the hair, and it was gone. She was not a happy camper. As soon as I walked in, I had a hat on, and I tucked the ponytail up into the hat, so it was sitting there. And so I took the hat off and grabbed the ponytail at the same time, wiped it, even though I was getting my hair cut at the time. And I was more showing her, and yeah, the daughter was sitting there, and she just lost it. She just wanted it back on. Probably say that was one of the times. Nothing to feel bad about, but man, did I feel bad. I didn't think it would make her go that nuts. when you take away a toy or whatever, you expect something, but not just a haircut. And the others never really, I mean, I guess she just happened to be more in the end game. I guess the others, when I finally got it cut, were more in the 5 to 6 range by the time they had finally seen it cut. They were a little bit older, so I guess maybe they were just able to handle it better. But in a way, I'll be looking forward to it, but I'll be trimming up the beard, but I'm not getting rid of the beard. I've actually kind of grown to like the beard. I didn't think I would. There for probably the first 6-7 months of it, I honestly hated it. I just kind of kept going because it was like, it's not really a beard yet, you know, at that point. And so then I've now, especially after the winter time, I love it in the winter. I like going out. Cool outside is my time anyway. I hate summer because it gets too hot for me. I don't care for it. It sucks a little more now with the beard, but when it's cooler, I like to go outside, and it's so much easier and nicer to go outside when it's cooler out with the beard. So, kind of digging it. So I'll be trimming it, but not going to get rid of it. I don't know how much they're going to take off of it yet. When I chatted, and, you know, there was a couple places that I looked into. They were more of a cigar, whiskey type bar, saloon type, nice places. Don't get me wrong, people seem pretty genuine and good and everything, but I don't know, it wasn't my thing, and you know, so I found this place, and I was like, I don't know what I want. Well, I was telling everybody, I don't know what I want to do. I don't necessarily want to get any of that new style stuff, and you know, but I mean, what else do you do? So I don't know. Wife's like, I know you don't know what you're gonna do you? It's like, no, talk to a stylist, a cutter person. They're gonna, so they're good at working with what you have and stuff. So we're gonna figure it out. But she's like, yeah, you're just gonna come home with the same, just a short, parted in the middle, feathered back haircut. That's what you're gonna come home with. That's what you always come home with. Other than my light bulb year, that one year, I think I was like 22. I was working 12-hour shifts, and got off shift. I needed to go get my hair cut because my mom wanted pictures. I had to get it cut. I was half asleep when they were cutting my hair, kind of telling them what I wanted. And yeah, I woke up and I was a light bulb. Seriously. I hate that picture. My mom has it on the wall. Oh, it drives me insane. But yeah, I've got this giant freaking light bulb head. My hair is just sticking straight out every direction, and we couldn't do nothing. I mean, you try to lay it down, and I don't know what it was, man. This haircut, they put it on, they made my hair just, yeah. I have straight hair, but you could not get it to lay down for nothing. You wet it, and it would just stand up wet. I mean, and it wasn't like it was super short either. That's what was so weird. It was long hair, standing up, light bulb style. Awful, awful, awful. I hate that picture. And I think that was the last picture I ever took as a portrait, because this we went to a place to get our pictures taken for this, and that was the last time I ever did any of that. You know, I take some pictures with my mom at Christmas time and all that, but no, I don't like doing pictures, and that was probably one of the main reasons why. Because yeah, it almost traumatized me. It's such a bad picture. And when I say light bulb, I mean you get a picture of a light bulb with the base, the little curly part that you twist in, big old top part. You could fit my head in there. My neck would be the silver part, and then the rest of me is the light bulb. My head would fit into it perfect. It's almost like a if you ever done any of those jib jabs, where you take a picture and you crop it and manipulate it to fit inside their version of a head to go in their video. It's basically like that. It looks like somebody photoshopped my head into the shape of a light bulb. And yeah, I so hate that picture. Worst haircut I ever got. I've had some bad haircuts through the years, but that was by far the worst. I don't know how they ended up being able to do that, and it took probably a good 2 weeks before it started growing out enough that it would do something else. Now, I was already a hat guy before that, but that definitely made the hat more pronounced. I like wearing hats since high school. Couldn't wear them in school though, I'd get in trouble. I think you can nowadays though. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess so, because I think I've seen a lot. I don't go up there too often during school day anymore. Used to go up and decorate lockers and all that, but I stopped doing that, so. I don't know if they've actually decorated lockers in several years though now. And things change through the years. Where are we at in our time? 40 minutes, so I guess I should put this to length over here and see where I'm at. Quick looks, everything's green. Not missing any comments that I know of, so hopefully I'm not. I should have probably put a clasp on this already, but oh well. Why is it? So we got a little bit more to go still, but not a ton. We should be able to finish that up. 6, 8, 10, maybe 30 more. Total inside outsides. Each side, maybe we'll see. We will keep it going. I think I got it written down somewhere on how many I needed. I only did that because, like I said, I was getting the ring counts I needed for a silver, doing it in fine silver. Well, and that one's actually a little bit different size than this. I'm at the same time I'm doing this, I'm testing sizes. I'm using 3/16, 19 gauge, 3/16, 20 gauge, 3/16, 18 gauge, and then mixing the smaller rings to go with what'll work with it. So it's kind of a playing around too. So just to see what will work, I don't know what I've never actually seen a layout for this to what its optimum sizing would be. A lot of weaves have kind of, they can range from here to here, but this is your optimum. Sometimes that's not. What am I doing? Come on. Sometimes it doesn't always work on this to that ring. How do I do that? Hopefully I can snagger it without having to go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm just kind of playing around, testing, doing some things here. I did actually pull out one of the things I had been kind of playing around with the past year, giving it a kind of a reprieve and kind of getting back into it a little bit. Well, and I think Amy Moore, forget what her, no, is it Stone Cold Chainmail? Amy Moore, she done a Chemical X. I think she put out her tutorial, so I need to go buy it. And then make it, obviously, but I'll probably end up buying it, but I want to look. I haven't really. I've seen the pictures of it, and I like the look of it, but I haven't sat down and really looked at it. It's just like, ooh, I like the whole design of that, but I haven't looked at it to build it yet. I was like, I figured I'd wait for her to do her tutorial before I did that. So, but looking forward to that one. That's one of the few that, newer ones that are out there that haven't. It's kind of got a little mix of some feels of others, but every piece of chainmail is going to have that. I mean, everything's kind of got its base per se of where it's coming from, either European or Japanese. And then you kind of get into the mix between the two, kind of at a point when you're doing structurals and stuff like that. Which we haven't done anything structural in a while. Maybe that's something we should look into maybe doing too. Wormhole cube, I think, was last thing we did structural wise. That's been a while, about a year probably. Roughly around there is when I put out the tutorial for it. Like I said, I've had a little run on those lately. I do thank y'all for getting those. I hope y'all have fun building it, and it makes sense. I haven't had anybody have any major issues with it. I've had a few people contact me asking questions, but nothing that wasn't necessarily there. So if you have gotten it and you're kind of something you didn't quite understand, let me know. That's what I like about finding out about things when people get them. If you let me know things and what you found good and bad, I can adjust. I know with my Chanians, Tara, she got it, had questions while she's building, and she was giving me more of a thoughts. She was at the time not new into chainmail, but and that's the thing. I'm been doing it for so long. I really don't need those instructions, and I can kind of read in between lines sometimes. When I've had some seen some tutorials that you had to read your own in between the lines to figure things out sometimes. And I already do that anyway when I figure out a weave myself anyway, so. But there was some pointers she had for maybe a beginner would not quite understand this, so she helped me rework my chaining tutorial. So if you ever got it a long time ago, it's been updated. It was about a year ago, so if you got it last year, you've got an updated version, but if you got it before a year ago, you might want to go back into your account and give it a download again. And I definitely made some changes to it. A lot more in depth, a lot more optional things, things you can do with it that weren't available there at first. Things I was doing, but I didn't have it in there. And since I was going through and redoing a few things, and I had to redo a few pictures here and there, I decided to do a little extra. Get some good length. Like I said, I think you can probably see it from there pretty decently, maybe. That's the red side up. And if I flip it over, it's going to be more of the black. And you can kind of get a pretty good idea of the different colors there between them. Why does that keep? It's just the way it keeps hitting. These rings might be a little. I wanted to make as skinny as I could. And then most of the time they sit just fine, but on occasion that one doesn't want to quite ride where the others are. But overall, that's why on the next one, I'm probably going to try. Actually, I'm going to go down in my big rings inside, so I have to go down in these. But overall, I'm going to probably come up because right now I think I'm running a gap, an AR difference of 1, and I'm going to try an AR gap of about 6 difference. And see what it looks like. 0.6, not 6, yeah. If I said 6, I meant 0.6. I don't know what I'm meaning or what I'm talking about. I just sit here and talk to myself. Though I did mean to eat before I got into the stream today, but just went shopping yesterday, so I don't have any of those ready. That's why I stopped doing that. Get some more of these pre-goes. I'm not going to do a whole lot of these at a time though now. Getting down here near the end where I don't have a whole lot of extra. Stop. Well, hopefully. Where's our time now? We've got 10 minutes. Yeah, we're going to be getting pretty close to finishing it up. Might not get the clasps on. It's probably good now at a 6.5-ish probably. 6 to 6.5 inches. As it stands. You get minus I actually might have to take one of her sterling silver round mail piece. It's welded and it needs to be resized. I gotta take it down. She's her wrist has gotten smaller, so it's not quite fitting, wants to fall off quite a bit. Her fine silver half Persian 4-in-1 is right on the edge. It was already kind of, when I built it, it was kind of snug. Not snug, but now it's really loose where she kind of likes it, actually. It doesn't fall off. That's the only reason I'm not going to do anything to that one yet. I'm like, long as I tell her anymore. Put it on, put your hand down, jiggle it around. If it will start going over your wrist and wanting to come off, I want to adjust. I don't want it to do that. As long as it'll stay on when you just put your hand down. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, one more. They're all junked together. That goes 5 each side. Still through properly, yeah. Yep, so I didn't do my halfway spiel. I wasn't even paying attention. But since today is Tuesday, yeah, we'll be back Thursday. I guess this Thursday is one I planned on maybe not having, since we're going to be doing the event. But since we're not doing that, I won't have to be packing. Come on. My stomach is just churning right now. You will get fed shortly, bud. You did have a little breakfast. I didn't eat a ton, but I gave you a little something to snack on earlier. You can give me another 15, 20, can't you? So yeah, we'll be back Thursday. Like I said, we'll be working on the Kelsey jersey. Should be able to get it working. I haven't got any of it done yet, so we might actually, well, crud. Oh, hiccup. Because when I do the jersey, I do want to do it. Oh, excuse me. Time lapse. So if I do that, I'm going to be back to the one camera angle again. I really don't want to do that. Oh, excuse me, because I want to test everything that I've got going. So we might end up doing some other project on Thursday, so I can see how my stuff's going to work out before I start changing it up. If I'm going to do the time lapse, I definitely don't want to be changing my camera angle if I move my camera over. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about a few things here, I guess, on what we're going to do Thursday. I guess if I got the silver wire in, we could cut up that or something. I don't think it's supposed to be here till Thursday, though. Might even be Friday. I'm gonna go in and look. I don't know. I got a lot of things coming in here because I was getting prepared for the event, so I had extra stuff coming in. So I've got orders out there in 4 or 5 different places right now. I mean, end of the year, normally when I got more orders coming in anyway because of bigger events coming up, so I mean, it's kind of standard. Anyway, so we'll have to see. Come on, flip-a-do, flippy, flippy, flippy. Not missing any comments, I don't think. Let's see where we at compared. About there. If I say I needed to do a quick count. Flip over. 1, 2, 37, 38, 39. And yeah, I am using slightly different rings, so it will call for different, because I don't think it's fairly close, but I think I'm going to probably be, since a little bit bigger, I'm probably going to be one, maybe two rings shyer, or two groupings, however you want to call it. I just call it 2 rings shy, even though by the time you're done, it'd be like 16 rings or whatever, but yes, I need to get the put a clasp on it and get it on the bracelet sizer and accurately do it. Come on. Oh, man, that was kind of a pain in the butt there. I don't know why, but it was. And what's here? Still got 5 minutes. Could go a little over, but I do have the cat things and what not to do. But like I said, we have been going just planning on for an hour every day on our streaming days. If you think we should go longer, if I get people in here, I think that would. I could go longer. We've had a few people show up at times on days where I had to end it on time, and which kind of irritated me. It was like, man, a day that people are here and I have to stop at a certain time, when other days where people are here I could just keep going. So just keep that in mind if you're watching this later. If you guys get in here and we start chatting around, I don't end in an hour. Minimum has always been an hour. If I go longer, great. If I got other things going on, obviously I have to end early, but that's a bad ring. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind going longer if there's more people in here. I've been trying to think of fun things to do, so if you got any ideas, something you want to see, just drop me a line, let me know, so we can kind of have some fun, do something, type thing. That's all I'm doing here, is doing some chainmail, trying to have some fun. I don't want to say wasting time, because I'm not wasting time. I'm doing something productive, right? I think. The only other way it wouldn't be time for if I put on the camera and we went outside and we watched the grass grow together. Maybe that could be a field trip. Today we're going to watch grass grow. And then we'll have commentary about the grass. Alright, where are we at on our lengths here? Yeah, I think right there is going to be pretty good. I'm going to grab a clasp so I can get that side on. Ooh, can back up, Mr. Magnet. I gotta push it up before I close. That's right. Gotta remember how I do it. And let's see here. We just need this one open back up. No, I think I just had that on there to hold it. We'll take that off, and I need a. That's the one I need to go to, is right there. How did I do it on this one? Same way, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, dude, why is it seeming so weird? So, yeah. It's because I put 2 on there instead of 1, and then I put the bigger ring on there just to keep it a whole, so I could see what was going on, and when I started it and everything like that, didn't need to keep on there, but I left it on. So, let's find our closure, and then we can attach our clasp onto that. Using a medium clasp on this. I probably should go with this. This is a large one. No, it's medium. Okay. Out of the 3 sizes I have anyway, but the small one, I don't know. I put it on there on the first one, and I just didn't like it. It didn't seem as even the wife, she was like, the clasp just seems too small, and so I went to a bigger clasp. And, I guess I need to put 2 more through to get my ender, and then on the end, after we do those 2, it's just a single. So make sure I'm doing it the same way so I get the same length, because this one is probably going to be for the wife also. I will say there are several weaves that she ends up with 2 of the same weave. Normally one in color of aluminum, and then another one made out of silver. She likes the silver. I'm glad she doesn't like gold. It's like, I can create you stuff out of silver. Gold, you would get very few pieces. Yeah, I think, actually, she's got a regular box weave necklace in red and gold that I did years back for her. That was probably one of the first things when I started the business that I actually made for her. There's a few things before that, before we did the business, that I had done in good material, decent material before, but alright, so there we are. We have completed it. So we got most of it done. I figured this is a little over an hour bracelet normally. I've timed it before, so this is our red side. I think we'll go ahead and maybe this other camera we can flip it and see it better. I got rid of that board. I need to put the whiteboard back over here so I got something to be able to put behind it to show. But that's the black side. You can see the black and gold. Flip it over and you'll have the red side. Again, I don't know if you can see it very well in there, in that. I can't get a good angle. My hands are weird. I don't know. You can kind of see the different colors from the different side, hopefully. If not, I'll be getting some pictures of it, but that's those. So I do want to thank everybody for stopping in today. If you did stop in, I know I've seen a few people pop in here and there, and I do appreciate it. And if you're watching still, I do appreciate that. If you're watching it later and still watching, I appreciate it even more. No, but I do thank everybody for dropping in, checking us out, see what's going on. Even if you don't leave comments are good, but not necessary. I'm just here, kind of having fun, doing some chainmail. Like I said, it's just something that got started by weirdness, and we just continue going with the weirdness. Why not? So, but I do thank everybody for dropping in. Don't forget to give likes, shares, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Get us out there, let people know we're here, and we'll be back on Thursday at 12:30, and we'll be working on something. So, otherwise, you have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you Thursday. Peace.